Praise be the Lord. God is good. Well, I'm Eric Lima, and welcome to my YouTube vlog, which my sentimental thoughts come from the heart. Also, where my mental oddball shenanigans sometimes come from my brain. It's EML77 TV, episode 653. I want to touch base on what's happened this weekend. We know, we watch the news. If you look at social media, it's all over the place. It's all over social media. An injustice has occurred where a young man by the name of George Floyd was killed by a police officer. And what happened was he was arrested for something, and I don't know what the background of that situation was. And apparently, one of the police officers decided to use too much excessive force, stepped on the guy's neck, stepped on the man's neck. Mr. Floyd says he can't breathe. He ended up dead. And a lot of people were very, very upset about this. And you know, there's hashtag Black Lives Matter coming into fruition again, and all that. And I want to give you guys my take on all this on this entire situation, this entire looting and peaceful protesting, violent protesting, um, the looting, the vandalizing, the fighting. Um, and my friend who's also from Massachusetts, a fellow game show fan, Frank Satori, had said something. Uh, here it is. I need to get off my chest. My heart hurts for the family of George Floyd. This is from his Facebook, by the way. Is an excusable crime that should never have been committed. Some have been peacefully protesting, while others have been rioting, destroying property, and looting businesses. Let me ask you something. Is that he's referring to destroying property, rioting, and looting businesses? Is that going to solve racial injustice in our country and around the world? If you answer yes, then you are dead wrong. Folks have a right to be angry. We all do, but that doesn't mean to destroy a city thinking that's going to fix a problem. The only way we're going to solve this problem is we all do our part. I am in the mindset that everybody is important in their life matters, but sadly some don't believe everyone is equal. If we are to tackle racial injustice, we must do so peacefully and respectfully. Respect each other regardless of who they are and love them. Most importantly, you need to respect yourself. You are important, and there are many others who feel the same way. I am concerned about the way this tragedy is being handled, and I pray for our law enforcement and our black communities. Remember to respect everyone and respect yourself. Now, Amanda Buckley, one of his friends, said, "Don't get me wrong," and you know, you know, and just you know, you know, you know, we should hear and listen. Understand that they have to be taught from a young age to shut their mouths and do as they're told by a police officer, even if it's not right. Because yeah, I can understand that. He said she said the protests where people are looting, destructing property, or doing anything that isn't okay is because they're sick of it. I mean, and the majority of those people aren't violently protesting, but media picks out the ones that are and stick the whole race in the wrong group, categorizes them all as savages and animals. Enough's enough. All lives don't matter until all black lives do. And then he went on to say, make good points, but everyone is angered and agreed as enough's enough. Um, Enough's enough. And I respect what she's saying, and I respect you know, you know everything else, and which is I'm totally fine. But here's I want to speak from not a white man's perspective. I want to speak from a Christian perspective because I'm a born again Christian. The Bible says to love one another. And there's nothing in the Bible that says hate a certain race or certain kind of people. It never said anything like that. And that is why I have been neutral, sort of neutral in this situation. And I think the best way I go about, trying to do things, especially, is pray. Looting, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to fight people, and that's the thing. Fighting solves nothing. Violence doesn't solve anything in this world. It just escalate things, make things worse. And I mean, yes, Black lives do matter. So do, so do Asian American lives. So do Asian lives. I mean, remember the Asians got persecuted because of this whole coronavirus thing because it came from an Asian country. Because we've been hearing that too before all this started. So it's not just, it's not just black people getting persecuted. Asian people were as well. I mean, it is sad. It is sad that there are people out there that have this racist mindset, and and they're very angry. And then, I mean, a lot of the Americans were complaining about the Latin people coming over to this country and taking over jobs. But you know, listen, everybody's angry, but how am I say is the anger, is the way they handle the anger that is really what bothers me more than anything else. And the hatred and everything else that bothers them. I mean, my heart goes out to every person of a different color and their families and their communities. I'm at that point in my life where I'm just going to pray for everybody. I mean, listen, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, and I'm not going to defend him by any stretch of the imagination. You know, it's really sad that he does not understand what the magnitude of the situation is, and I think, he thinks too much like a businessman. That's the problem, and that's the reason why not a lot of people like Donald Trump, because not a lot of people like him, because I think he thinks too much like a businessman. That's my personal opinion on him. I mean, politics is a whole different ballgame, and I think it could be because of that he looks at this too much like a business, and that could be the reason why. That could be the reason why a lot of people hate on Donald Trump, on President Trump, I should say. A lot of people don't like him. Celebrities don't like him. It is sad that a lot of politicians end up and it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or Democrat. There are a lot of them out there that don't care about us, don't care about the people of America. They don't, no matter what color, they don't care about us. All they want is money in their back pockets, and that's sad. I mean, I was a couple, and I thought, I never, the reason why I never got into politics and gotten big into politics is because I think of what it does to people, and what it does to people and how it transforms people's attitudes and mindsets and all. That's why I never divulged to anybody who I voted for, or you know, or talk about what my political beliefs are and all that. I just talk from a biblical perspective almost, because I'm a born again Christian and I was taught to love everybody. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter about race, creed, color, sex. It doesn't matter about any of that. It's to love people, and that's why I try to go by the Bible. I love people. It doesn't matter what color. And my attitude is this: we have to love. The main key is a phrase in three specific words that could give us a little hope. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. It ain't just some cliche from a romance novel or fairy tale like Robin Hood, or even because if you watch the Disney version, Lady Cluck yells, "Love conquers all." It or as you see on a TV or on TV shows or drama or something like that, it's real. It ain't about romantic love either. It's agape love. Agape is unconditional. That means we love everybody. I love everybody unconditional. Agape love is the main key. And I think that's what we need to do. And, listen, what the police officers were doing is wrong too. Shooting at people, even if it's rubber bullets or something like that. And I think a lot of those police officers have a lot of anger issues, or the way their parents have taught them, the old school way and anything like that. I mean, I have friends who are police officers too, and they're all a bunch of good people, and they're a bunch of good people. And is that some of the police officers all over the country probably had a lot of anger issues, and they're misdirecting their anger. I think, maybe something happened to them, or traumatic happened to them. They won't reveal. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, we need to keep our anger in check, guys. I mean, we're all sick of what's going on. And listen, I'm sick of the racial injustice too. I'm sick of it all. Enough's enough. But there's better ways to deal with it, or address it, or just sit down, have a talk, or just say, hey, what do we got to do about this? Personally, I personally think in the back of my mind, okay, what we need to do is just what we need to do is just basically learn how to love one another, respect one another, and just be ourselves and be loving people. You know, you know. And the fact of the matter is this: what Frank said on his Facebook account, I have to agree with. And the fact of the matter is this: that we, when Martin Luther King said he had a dream of, Jews and Gentiles, black women and white men holding hands, coming together. He had that dream. I think the dream should still be there, and I also believe in that dream as well. I have friends, I have black friends, and they're good people. We joke around. I made new friends online. Some are like Von Baskin. He's always having crazy ideas about wrestling. Let's just say, hey, pump the brakes there, and I'd be nice and went, wait a minute, hold up there, hold up. I try to be the one I'm trying to be a well balanced person. I get excited about and get all crazy ideas, and then by say pump the brakes, hold up, just a second, hold up, hold on everything. Hold on the reins there, hold on the reins. We he comments, I was happy that R-Truth beat Rob Gronkowski for the 24/7 title last night. And Vaughn's like, oh, phooey, let Tommaso Ciampa on. I'm like, hold on a second there, partner. Tommaso Ciampa's got bigger fish to fry this Sunday in the form of Karrion Kross, a.k.a. Killer Kross. All right? And besides, I don't think the 24/7 title would be the title that Ciampa wants if he ever goes to Raw or SmackDown. I'm sure he would probably think of WWE Championship or Universal title, but not the 24/7 title, even though I'd say leave it to R-Truth. Let him have his fun. He's very entertaining. He's funny. That's what I love about him, and see, it doesn't. I don't look at people with color of skin. A lot of people were upset with Nia Jax last night. Let's get to that example. She's a big girl, and poor Kyrie Sane, she got a gash over her eye or something like that. But she got a lot of heat. I don't know if it's either, a lot of legit heat. And I don't look, listen, people make mistakes. We're all human beings, guys. The only one race we be running is human, right? Listen, people are telling me, "Oh, you're white privileged." Well, that doesn't mean I'm a racist. I think people should have equal opportunities, and it doesn't matter what color of your skin you are. People should have equal opportunities. We got to be, because the Constitution also says all men are created equal. It didn't say all white men are created equal. It says all men. It didn't have a color in between all and men. Think about that, folks. I think what's happening is not going. The cops are not going according to the Constitution anymore. I could easily blame Bill Clinton and the Democrats for throwing everything out. I could blame Madeline Murray O'Hare because she wanted God kicked out of the schools, and if it had not happened, I don't think we would have had to deal with any of this. You know, I could have blamed a lot of people for why the Constitution has not been adhered to by everybody, including the police officers. I could blame everybody, but the most important person I gotta blame is myself. What I'm trying to say is we have to look in the mirror and ask ourselves: are we the reason? Is our empathy, our lack of compassion, the reason why all this has happened? Is our lack of courage the reason why all this has happened? To stand up, bring prayer back to schools, unite people as one in this country? Problem is, we are the melting pot of the world, man. And that pot's about to crack. I mean, I live in a city that is so multicultural. And we're friends with a lot of people. You know, thing here is too, it isn't easy talking about this subject. I'll be honest with you guys right now. And I have a lot of friends of different colors, of different beliefs. Some believe in God, some believe in, some don't. Some are black, some are white, some are Asian. Some are from different parts of the world. I'm very blessed to have them in my life. But like I said before, love conquers all. We gotta love one another, guys. Love is the most important weapon that we have. It can't be rocks, it can't be tear gas, it can't be machine guns, knives, or anything like that to fight racial injustice. The biggest weapon to fight racial injustice with is love. Love conquers all. It says in the Bible, love one another. In fact, let me go along here for just a second. It's a good thing I have these headphones. It's really, really cool. I'm going to go to my Bible here. I know my friend Ronnie T. Flippin does this usually, and I figured this is very, very important that we talk about this, you know. And I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians 13. I think that's the most important, because that is the most important chapter about love. And I have the New Living Translation here, so just give me a second, folks. Okay. All right, and here's where, you know, if I could, this is the New Living Translation, verse 1. If I could speak in any language in heaven and or on earth, but didn't love others, I'd only be making meaningless noise like a loud gong or a clanging cymbal. And, you know, and I'm going to fast forward to verse 4 of chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous, boastful, or proud, or rude. Love does not demand its own way. Love is not irritable. It keeps no record of when it's been wrong, and it is never glad about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up. Love never loses faith. Is always hopeful and endures through every circumstance. You know, love will last forever. But prophecy and speaking unknown languages and special knowledge will all disappear. You know. And I want to fast forward to chapter 11. It's like this. When I was a child, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child does. When I grew up, I put away childish things. Now we see things imperfectly as in a poor mirror, but we all see everything in perfect clarity. Now is partial and incomplete, but I know everything completely as God knows me now. These three things will endure: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Love is the greatest thing that we could ever have towards one another. And it doesn't have to be romantic love. It's not just romantic love. You know, there's a couple of there's a song from DC Talk called Walls, made back in 1992. I suggest you listen to that song. It's a very, very powerful song. If you guys are DC Talk fans out there, just look up Walls by DC Talk and listen to the lyrics that are rapped by Toby McKeehan, or Toby Mac, as we know him now. You would understand where he's coming from. I never thought I'd use scripture, But I just want to let everyone know out there, I love everybody. Even the ones I blocked. I blocked them because I want to protect them. Not me from them, but them from me. Because I would end up saying hurtful things to them that could come back to haunt me. And the old saying is, you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I try to be respectful. I try to be respectful. When I first got trolled, like I said, in 2016, I started getting harassed, and I reacted the wrong way. I misdirected my anger. Like when Art Baller decided to do some, make my turn some of my videos that I deleted, and that he had them. I don't know, this guy had them in his files or something like that. Still, and made some and edited them and made them weird. It's like, what's the point in this? What is he trying to prove? It's like forgetting. I'm not gonna get through to this guy. If I can't get through to people, I'm gonna have no choice but to block them until they realize and learn. And that's that's the thing we need to do is just. I have to be more of a reasonable adult than anything else, especially here online, and set the example of love. I try to, I try to, as best as I can, to reason, rationalize, give my reasoning, but instead they want to act immature and told me to eat bleep, and I can't accept that. If you don't want to accept what I have to say, then I'm not going to accept what you have to say. I accept what's going on in the world, what's going on in reality. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we're going through this right now. But it's up to us to use the most ultimate weapon in the history of this world, in the history of man, the history of time. And that's love. And I'm sure y'all are like, you're speaking like a hippie of the 60s, man. Thing is, I wasn't born in the 60s. I was born in the 70s. But I've been taught is love. I've been taught love. Love conquers all people. That's why I love every single one of you guys. That's why I'm trying to relax and trying to, rationalize and try to make odds and ends of this whole situation of what happened in Minneapolis and what's happening all over the country, including in our own state. How do I go about this? What do I say? And my friend, and my good friend, one of my good friends from the game show business, Frank Sartori, kind of hit the nail on the head. But at the same time, we basically is what's very important is that we start to love. We start to love. Reach out. Friend needs help. Doesn't matter what color. Reach out. I know it's very difficult right now because of what's going on. The only thing I can do is pray. Pray that the Lord shows me the love for everybody. It doesn't matter what race, creed, color, or sex. It doesn't matter what political preference. It doesn't matter what kind of religious preference, whether you believe in God or not. It doesn't matter if you're gay or lesbian or even straight person. It doesn't matter. God says to love. When Jesus sat down, with the tax collector Matthew or Levi, he probably sat down with gay people too. He probably sat down. I don't know if they were gay people back in the day. If they were, Jesus sat down, broke bread with them, and everything else. He says, I'm not here to serve, to be served, but to serve. And I forget. Let me find that in the scripture where Jesus ate with the text. You know, I'm going to Google that quickly so I can read. Jesus ate with sinners and tax collectors. You know, basically, and what describes the Pharisees. Okay, I got to find that scripture first of all, and I was going to read. Okay, you know, Mark. Okay, Mark 2:13, 17. Let me read it. Okay, Mark 2. I never thought I'd be preaching from the Word on today, but on my YouTube channel. But you know, being a believer, and I just care about people, you know, and that's what God gave me the heart for people. Just to let you know, just to let you guys know that I have the heart for people. That's why one of the reasons why I'm doing this YouTube thing is to reach out to people, to to be an inspiration to them and try to have fun with them at the same time, give my testimony and all. Jesus calls Levi, a.k.a. Matthew, Mark 2:13. When Jesus went out into the lake shore again, this is the New Living Translation I have here, taught the crowds and gathered around them. As he walked along, he saw Levi, son of Alphaeus, sitting at his tax collection booth. Come, be my disciple, Jesus said to him, and Levi got up and followed him. That night, Levi invited Jesus and his disciples to be dinner guests, along with his fellow tax collectors and many other notorious sinners. There were many people of this kind among the crowds that followed Jesus. But when some of the teachers of religious law who were Pharisees saw him eating with people like that, and said to his disciples, why does he eat with such scum? When Jesus heard this, he told them, healthy people don't need a doctor. Sick people do. I have come to call sinners, not those who think they are really good enough, or already good enough. You know, and he's there. You know, it is really amazing that God, Jesus cared. If he can care and he can love, why can't we? Why can't we as human beings do that? Why can't we? Yeah, listen, there was some drama among my friends in the past. And believe me, especially in the Discord apps that I became part of, it was back in 2018, a couple of years ago. My friend Ronnie was hosting Tic Tac Doe, and a young man in Louisiana, teenager in Louisiana. My friend Ronnie asked him a question, and the young man from Louisiana was caught typing an answer, and he was called out on it. And the young man was objecting to the whole thing, and there was a big to-do. Another friend of mine, Kevin Henry, got called in, and there was a lot of arguments going on. They were suspending him from the young man from the group, the young teenager from the group. And after the young teenager's parents, basically his mother, threatened Rodney, so to speak, Rodney had no choice but to put him back in the group. And that upset Kevin Henry, and to this day, and Kevin Henry and Rodney were no longer on speaking terms. And that saddens me. And, and Kevin Henry made a video talking about Rodney, and then that whole thing is just, that's why I personally did not take a side on that one, because I care about both of them, and they're both good friends. And, and what disheartens me about the whole situation is people ask me to take sides. If you're going to be friends with that person, I won't be friends with you. And it's really sad that people have to be like this. We gotta love one another, people. That's what we need to do. That's why I always say love conquers all. It conquers hate. It conquers violence. It conquers anything. Love is the ultimate weapon, and we need to use it. Forget guns. Forget knives, nunchucks. Forget kung fu fighting. Forget drunken boxing style, monkey style, wolf style, Power Ranger style, or any style of kung fu or karate. Forget wrestling. Forget throwing clotheslines and dropping people on their heads to send a message across. The ultimate, even though we watch wrestling for entertainment and fun, and martial arts movies for fun, but this is real life we're talking here, people. Real life. Real situations, man. I'm aware of what's going on. All right? I want to address this the right way. I want to make sure. The bottom line, only 3 words are my thoughts right now in this situation. Love conquers all. Hatred towards each other needs to stop. This racial injustice needs to stop. The disrespect towards one another needs to stop. Whether it be towards police, towards politicians, or towards each other. The looting's got to stop. The breaking and entering's got to stop. The criminal attitude's got to stop. The negative anger, the evil anger's got to stop. We have a right to be angry, yes, but we don't want it to consume us to the point where we act like rioters, looters, and all that. Yeah, we're getting sick of it, but there's better ways. But the most important weapon that nobody is bothered to use, that we need to start using, is love. The reason why I do this is because I have a heart for people. And I love people. Sometimes, I can be socially distant sometimes. Even before this was even a thing. Because sometimes I don't want to hurt people with my words. Or hurt people with my attitude. I want to sit back, listen to people, think. Think, pray. I'm learning how to be more logical, more reasonable, more of a voice of reason, more rational. A lot of people don't like that, Farkas Bookmeyer, played by Paul Schreier in Power Rangers, said, think long, think wrong. No. You think long. You think with your heart and your mind. I can easily get angry at a lot of things. But nowadays, it's like, no surprise. This happened, I mean, Rodney King said it best. Can we all just get along? It's really tough to do. A lot of people blame the president for this. Blame our governments for this. The crazy part is that everybody's disregarded the social distancing guidelines from COVID-19. And it's really sad, Like, what happened to social distancing guidances? Has everybody forgotten? Yes, everything in this country is at stake. But the most important weapon that we need to use is love. Love conquers all. If we can do that, if we can love one another, this is how we make America great again. Donald Trump's not going to do it for us. Joe Biden's not going to do it for us. Barack Obama's not going to do it for us. George Bush is not going to do it for us. Bill Clinton's not going to do it for us. The whole White House, our local governments, the mayors, governors, they're not going to do it for us. The Senate, the House, they're not going to do it for us. We have to do it. We have to make America great again. And the best way to do that is we love one another and stop this crap. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian American, Indian, Native American, Spanish, Mexican, Europe, Italian, British, Australian, Japanese, Chinese. It doesn't matter. God is no respecter of persons. Love conquers all, dudes. Love conquers all. Agape love, unconditional love. It says right here in this word, love one another. I love all my friends. I love my family. God gave me that gift of love. He gave me a gift and I intend to use it. He's blessed me with all sorts of wonderful friends. Even friends I met here on the internet. Any social media, man. It's wonderful. Let's use that gift of love in a positive way. For those you are part of the cities that are have riots and protests out there, be careful and stay safe. I love you all. I figured this is a message I need to give. I felt it in my heart for over a week, man. I was hoping that for the right time to give. God loves each and every one of you guys. He doesn't care about race. He doesn't care if you're gay or lesbian. He doesn't care if you believe in him or not. God cares about the heart of the person. He cares. God cares. If God can care, I can care. I care. I love each and every one of you. In the words of Roman Reigns, believe that. That's why I like to entertain all of you guys. Yeah, there's some people I blocked on Twitter, on Facebook, here on YouTube, because they don't know how to love. I want to protect them from that dark side of me that could end up berating these people. But nowadays, I just look at people and say, why? Why are you saying this to me? People told me to eat bleep. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to block them. Because they don't know how to respect. They don't know how to love. They don't know. They're angry. Yes, they're angry, but they're using it in a negative manner. Am I sick of the racial injustice going on in this country? Yes, I am. Sometimes I ask myself, what is President Trump trying to accomplish here? Because to me, I personally think that President Trump thinks too much like a businessman. I mean, I can understand he's trying to bring the economy back and everything else, but when it comes to morality, I don't know. And again, most of the politicians in the past don't have morals either. Look at Bill Clinton. But then again, sometimes I wonder. I wonder sometimes. Just let you guys know I love all of you guys. I love you guys too much to be like this towards one another. Let's love one another. Love conquers all. I want to try to be, sometimes I just sit down, just had to really think and just pray and say, God, Lord, just give me the wisdom of, give me your wisdom of what words to say to the people out there who are hurting. And I'm praying that there will be a solution. I just pray that God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Remember, I love you guys. All right? Guys, behave yourselves out there today. Be careful out there. If you plan on going out, do some shopping and all that, just be careful where you go. Just be considerate towards others. Follow the rules, follow the protocol still. And be strong. All right? My heart is with you wherever you go. I'll be praying for God and his angels to protect each and every one of you guys out there. All right? Episode 653 of my YouTube vlog of EML77 TV will be complete. Title for this one is Love Conquers All. Love you guys. Peace.